Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're diving into one of the most powerful and terrifying villains in all of DC Comics, the Lord of Apocalypse himself, Darkseid. He isn't just another supervillain. Darkseid is the embodiment of tyranny, domination, and absolute power. To truly understand him, we need to explore his origin, rise to power, and the philosophy that makes him such a dangerous foe to the Justice League and even the entire multiverse. Darkseid was not always the stone-skinned god of evil we know today. He was born as Uxas, a member of the new gods who emerged after the fall of the old gods. The old gods who once ruled creation destroyed themselves in a cataclysmic war, and from their ashes, two new worlds were formed: New Genesis and Apocalypse. New Genesis became a world of peace, harmony, and enlightenment, ruled by Highfather and the benevolent new gods. Apocalypse, however, was a world of fire, machinery, and endless war. Uxas was born into this fiery, war-ravaged world of Apocalypse. His brother was Drax, also called Infinity Man, and his mother was the powerful sorceress Hegra. His uncle was Steppenwolf, the general who would later serve him. From the very beginning, Uxas was ruthless, cunning, and ambitious. Unlike his brother Drax, who sought peace and wisdom, Uxas craved power. While the new gods worshipped the primal beings that had shaped their existence, Uxas grew resentful. He didn't want to serve gods, he wanted to become one. In his quest for power, he betrayed his own family. His brother Drax attempted to claim the mysterious Omega Force, a cosmic energy that could make its wielder one of the most powerful beings in existence. Uxas murdered his brother, stole the Omega Force for himself, and in doing so was transformed. His flesh turned to unyielding stone, his body swelled with impossible strength, and his very being was remade into a god of pure domination. From this moment on, Uxas cast aside his birth name and declared himself Darkseid. Darkseid did not stop there. His mother, Queen Hegra, was once the ruler of Apocalypse. But when her will conflicted with his, he poisoned her and claimed the throne for himself. With his uncle Steppenwolf and his armies of parademons, he began his never-ending crusade, not just for conquest, but for the eradication of free will throughout the universe. Unlike many villains who simply crave wealth or territory, Darkseid's goal is something much darker. He seeks the anti-life equation, a cosmic formula that proves free will is an illusion and that existence is meaningless without subjugation. Whoever wields it can dominate the thoughts, emotions, and wills of every living being in the universe. To Darkseid, life itself is chaos, a plague of disorder that must be brought under control. He believes that only through absolute tyranny can the multiverse achieve order. For him, free will is not a gift. It is the greatest flaw in creation. This obsession has led him to Earth countless times because fragments of the anti-life equation are embedded in the collective souls of humanity. This makes Earth perhaps the most valuable world in existence to Darkseid, and explains why he always returns to it, no matter how many times the Justice League repels him. Now let's talk about his powers. Darkseid is not just another supervillain with an army. He is a god, one of the most powerful beings in the entire DC multiverse. His greatest weapon is the Omega Effect. It's a cosmic energy that grants him his most famous ability, the Omega Beams. These are crimson energy beams fired from his eyes that defy the laws of physics. Unlike ordinary lasers, the Omega Beams can bend, curve, and track their targets across dimensions. Once they lock onto a victim, escape is nearly impossible. The Omega Beams can disintegrate enemies, teleport them across time and space, or even trap them in an endless cycle of torment. Some characters have been completely erased from existence by them. Very few have ever resisted or dodged the Omega Beams: Superman, Doomsday, and Batman, among the rare exceptions. Darkseid also possesses immeasurable strength, often depicted as rivaling or surpassing Superman himself. He can destroy planets with his raw power, shatter Green Lantern constructs with ease, and battle entire armies alone. His body is virtually indestructible, resistant to nearly all forms of physical or energy-based attacks. As a new god, Darkseid does not age, cannot die by natural means, and has lived for eons. Time itself has little meaning to him, as he has existed across countless ages of the multiverse. Darkseid's mind is as dangerous as his fists. He has vast telepathic powers, capable of reading, influencing, or even dominating the minds of others. Combined with his obsession with the anti-life equation, his mental abilities make him an even greater threat. Now, beyond his physical power, Darkseid is one of the greatest strategists in the multiverse. He is a master manipulator, capable of turning friends against one another, corrupting even the noblest heroes, and orchestrating wars across galaxies. His intellect combined with his power makes him nearly unstoppable. It's important to note that Darkseid is sometimes more than just the ruler of Apocalypse. In certain storylines, especially Final Crisis by Grant Morrison, Darkseid is revealed to be an archetypal force of evil, a multiversal constant. When he fell to Earth in Final Crisis, his mere presence began to unravel reality, dragging the multiverse into collapse. This interpretation of Darkseid shows that he is not merely a villain to be defeated. He is the personification of tyranny itself, eternal and unending. From his humble beginnings from Uxas, the ambitious new god, to his transformation into Darkseid, the Lord of Apocalypse, his story is one of betrayal, corruption, and absolute power. His abilities make him nearly invincible, his armies make him unstoppable, and his philosophy makes him a threat not just to Earth, but to freedom and life across the entire multiverse. Darkseid isn't just Superman's greatest enemy, or the Justice League's deadliest adversary. He is the shadow looming over all of existence, the eternal reminder that tyranny is never truly defeated. And as the comics say, Darkseid is. If you enjoyed this breakdown of Darkseid's origin and powers, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more DC lore.